For the first time in quite some time, bonjour mes amis, and welcome to this week's Monday video. It has been quite a while. I went on semi-hiatus. Things got to be a bit overwhelming between my personal life and my roleplay life, and there were just a lot of things going on at once, and the only thing that I actually had control over was my blog, so I kind of had to semi-hiatus there for a bit. So sorry about that. I missed you guys, as you can tell, because I'm back. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to the questions. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to actually pull them up on my computer because apparently it does not want to cooperate on my phone. Please stop screwing around, computer. That's not fun. I'm sorry, I have Windows 8, okay? I don't like it much. It's frustrating. There's some swiping issues, and, God forbid you should hover with your web browser for too long in one spot because all of a sudden it decides that it needs to expand to fill the entire page, and I don't want it to do that. Don't do the thing, okay? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, we're actually going to start with text messages, and yes, I did upgrade my phone. I'm no longer wielding a dinosaur. It's lovely. Actually, it's very fast. I have to upgrade my data plan to match. Okay, so question from Dana, who is Dimick RP. If you're not done with your bid, P.S. you spelled done wrong. I forgive you. What's Davy's favorite alcoholic drink? Good question. Davy is a wine drinker. He is a very, very big fan of Pinot Noir. It's kind of funny. Like, he doesn't drink scotch. He's very much like the bohemian child, very similar to how Balthazar would have been if he hadn't been trained to be a soldier. He's very, very much all about the arts, the Epicurean arts, the actual, like, painting. He is a painter, which is one thing he did actually get from Balthazar. But he's a very big fan of wine, which is kind of freaking adorable, as a matter of fact. So now we're going to Tumblr. I have actually quite a few questions this week, which is really kind of cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with the people who commented on the post that I made. Dean Bitch Winchester was the first, and I really love the name of your blog. It's fantastic. How are you coping with the roleplay workload? I'm doing a lot better with it. It had gotten to the point that I had about 60 threads in my drafts, so it was just, oh god, it was really, really overwhelming coming onto Tumblr and knowing that I had all this shit to do, and it was the source of a couple anxiety attacks, actually. And I've since trimmed back quite a lot, and I'm a lot more realistic with people about how much I can take on, which is definitely a good thing. It's definitely helping a lot. Who is your favorite role player, thread, ship, and why? Oh god, no, that's a question that I'm gonna is it cheating if I say my sister? Can I just say my sister? My sister, Chrissy. Yep. And my favorite thread, Chrissy runs Angelic Muse. God, what's the name of her Jareth blog? I don't remember. She has the Jareth blog. Sorry, Chrissy. And then Motor Oil and Alcohol, Impala. Angelic Muse is Seraphiel. My favorite ship, currently, I'm like stupidly addicted to Balthazar and Impala. I mean, like, that's just hot. Are we not talking about, like, favorite role player, favorite ship? Like, favorite ship for Balth is really any of the Archangels because it's so angsty. so much angst and like adoration, and it's just so fucking broken. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, it's so painful. But then again, I mean, like Balthazar and Dean has the same potential for the feels, the hot sex, the snark, and like Balth and Sam. That's always a really like feelsy ship, because most Sams tend to get like super fucking intense with the people that they care about, and Balthazar like has the capacity to go there, that intensity. And then there's OCs that I love the threads with and the ships with, like for example Winter Davenport and Ian Dimmick and Lazarus Holmes and brand new one, Eric, who is an angel of the earth, Eric the Red Death. That's a new ship that's super, super exciting. Um, Balthazar and Scotch the Demon Boy. That's fantastic. I don't know though. Like my favorite thread, it really changes on a day-to-day basis depending on like my hormones and where my mood's at. Like if it's a day that I need something fluffy, I have to say I run a reindeer shop. That's her it's a god blog, and during not the Christmas season, it's I run a pet shop. That's like perfect fluff. Yes, because God is always just like, oh, Balthazar, you're adorable pumpkin. And Balthazar's just like, Mom, hi, let's bake cookies together. And David's going to play with my youngest sister and my youngest brother, and he's going to build with the blocks, and Gallytrot's going to watch the babies, and you and me are going to bake cookies. It's the cutest fucking thing. And then if I want porn, I mean, he's Balthazar. Any thread with porn is fantastic. He's Balthazar. Like I don't know how do I choose a favorite thread? It's tough. On days that I want feels, nobody can really match rather like a spokesperson for like feels. Or Sugar Addicted Archangel. Wow. It's like a punch in the guts, the feels from them. And X bored as hell in hell 666 with the X's in between. Looks like a MySpace name. It's fantastic. That Lucifer blog came back like briefly for a hot second, and they were always wow, super feelsy. Like, I mean, you gotta specify there. You gotta specify. What is your favorite quote and why? That's a good question. And that's really tough too. The one that I probably say the most frequently to my girlfriend would be Leon Macduff and A Cursed Be He Who First Cries Hold, because she has this habit of like she'll want to go someplace and then she'll go to walk in front of me and I'll be like, babe, you need to with the walking go. There should be walking when we're doing this. Or to my child, Negative Ghost Rider, the pattern is full. That is from Top Gun. I'm dating myself a little bit here. Top Gun was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. No, I'm just kidding. Top Gun came out before I was born, I think. I don't know. I was born in 87. When did Top Gun come out? Yeah, I don't care. All right. God, but I have a lot of other favorite quotes too. I mean, like I quote Shakespeare all the time. It's terrible. I'm prone to like quoting bits and pieces of sonnets and poems, and like you really could not have asked like a more. I was not prepared for this. I wasn't. Actually, one of my very, very favorite of all time comes from Lord of the Flies, which you may recall from high school English. You were probably forced to read it if you're in the United States. If you're not in the United States, you may not have been forced to read it, at which point I would really like to recommend that you do. It's a very good, it's a fascinating book. There's a reason it's required reading in school. The very last line, I think it goes something like, so the crew of the ship had saved the boys, and that was all well and good, but who would save the crew? And it ties it all together really, really well. And it's just kind of the final fuck you to your brain for that whole book. It's just, it's terrifying. Or, from a movie, it's people, we're eating people. Charlton Heston, Soylent Green. I've just completely spoiled the movie for you. No, I haven't. It's been out for forever. You need to watch it. Charlton Heston, Soylent Green. It's people. We're eating people. It's fantastic. I love it so much. I love it so much. Okay. What is your favorite geeky movie or show, and why? I recently discovered the IT Crowd, and I'm gonna list that as like a geeky show, like a TV show that is geeky. But then again, I have like literally almost punched people over Star Trek. So like TOS. Give me TOS or give me death. There is no Picard. There is no Janeway. Don't give me that shit. There is but one captain of the USS Enterprise, and that is James motherfucking Tiberius Kirk. Okay? I don't care if you like Shatner or you like Pine, but you gotta take a moment there and understand that Kirk is my captain. That's what it's about. I have almost fought people over Star Trek. Like fisticuffs. It's almost come to blows. Blows. No, I've never blown anyone over Star Trek. I haven't stooped that low yet. Give it time, folks. Give it time. Let's see. And why? As for why I love Star Trek, my granddad was actually a giant nerd. Giant nerd. He was brilliant. He taught me to play chess when I was a kid, and the very first movie that I ever sat down with him and watched was the original Godzilla. Yes. Fucking glorious. No, the original King Kong. My bad. I apologize. The original King Kong, followed by the original Godzilla, because it was a monster movie marathon on Turner Classic Movies when I was a child. It was fantastic. And that is actually the reason why I love things. I love Bad B movies because of him. And when I watch them, it's almost like having him back again. I miss my granddad, and he definitely got me into, I want to say like the nerdier aspects of my life. Like, I think he handed me my very first Ray Bradbury novel, which was The Martian Chronicles. It was fantastic. I loved it. And then I kept reading. And he loved Tolkien, and he loved just everything science fiction. He used to call me the brain when I was a kid. And I always kind of loved him for that. Like, my mom would say ridiculous shit about, oh, you're beautiful. And it always felt like bullshit, like something that was forced. But my granddad would sit down and talk to me and really make me feel like I was an intelligent and rational person, which is how I try to handle things with my own child. Because the greatest thing that you could ever have given me personally as a kid was taking the time to, I don't want to say pay attention to me, but pay attention to what I was saying and giving me a rational, thought out answer, and not just kind of like brushing things aside, as parents tend to do because they're there with their kids. I mean, it's 24/7. You have a billion things to get done in the day, and you just wind up not paying as much attention to your child as you should, as you could. And it's just, you're more mindful of the task at hand than you are mindful of spending time with your child. And making things interactive kind of slows your day down a lot, and you're only going to get like a quarter of the shit done that you need to get done. As an example, I'd like to point to all of the Cooking with Wes videos. Yeah, that's Misha Collins showing you exactly how long it's going to fucking take if you let your toddler help you cook things. Yes. And it's just really stuck with me. Like, my granddad wasn't about physical shit. He wasn't about material things. Does that make sense? He was more about, yeah, you're smart. Stay smart. Here's some cool stuff I think that you'll like. And he presented it in such a like non-gendered way. And I always thought that was really fucking cool of him. Like, as I got older, I noticed that people kind of took the piss because, I'm a girl and I like nerdy shit. And a lot of females kind of face that. And I will always, always be grateful to my granddad for presenting this shit without even the remotest sense of bias. I fucking love Bad B movies. The worse they are, the goddamn better. I mean, like, Raptor fucking Planet, okay? Amazing. Fantastic. If I can see the zipper on the costume, I'm gonna love it that much fucking more. And so many times science fiction is presented as such a male dominant thing, and to have been given that gift at such a young age. I mean, I was a kid. I was so small. I remember being tiny and just like crawling up into his chair and sitting with him and being like, "What are you watching?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a movie about a monkey. Giant monkey. It's pretty cool. You want to watch it with me? Here, have some peanuts. Be quiet and watch the movie now." And he was like, "Well, what do you think?" And he took the time to be so serious about it that it always stuck with me as it was okay for me to like it. It was totally fucking fine. There was no reason for it not to be. And so many people over the years have presented it to me as like, this is a dude thing that you like. And my granddad never did that. And I will always be grateful for it. Wow, that was a really long rant. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Any funny memories you'd like to share? I already told the story about the pig named Dinner, which I felt really, really stupid about when I figured it out. I was about 11 when it finally like clicked. Yeah. Funny memories I'd like to share. How about the time that I was rollerblading and I ate it and I flat out just like fucking, it was the gnarliest like face slide into the grass, and I popped up and I grasped between my teeth like floss. It was awesomely hilarious. I actually scraped the end of my nose on a rock. I can't even begin to, and it was like Christmas time because I lived in California at the time, and hello, like, fucking Christmas. It's like 63 degrees outside. Like, I can't even begin to explain to you. Or it was today at noon. It's like 42 out there now. How's that snow going for you? East Coast, Midwest, parts of the South? I don't know where it's snowing right now. I have no idea. But yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun over here. Yeah, that was a pretty funny one. Or the time that I wrecked my bike off of a brick wall because I was gonna jump it. It was a brick retaining wall. It was like 4 feet tall. And the yard met the top of the retaining wall. Like, so I was riding across the grass. It might have been like 4, it might have been closer to 5 feet. Because I couldn't reach the top of it when I was on the other side. And I was young when this happened. And I was like, I'm going to jump it like the big kids do. Spoiler alert! I did not pop the handlebars back on my bike. So it was not so much a jump as it was a, shit! I did not think this out! It was terrible. I endoed and oh man. I fall like a lot, and I can say that to my doctor because thankfully she's seen my medical records, and like, yeah, I fall all the fucking time. I tripped over flat floor today at work and like almost ate it. Caught myself. I was like, that was deliberate. Nobody saw anything, and everybody was like, you tripped, and I was like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck it, and walked away quickly. What? Me? No. Oh, all right. I used to work downtown at a law firm as a receptionist. So, needless to say, at a downtown law firm as a receptionist in downtown San Diego, one must be dressed appropriately, which means high heels, nylons, appropriate business clothing. So, I was in a lovely skirt, high heels that were great. They were very, very like 1940s inspired heels. Super shitty to walk in, because there was no grip on the fucking bottom. But whatever, right? Except it was raining. But I had my umbrella, so that was totally cool. Except it was raining, and there was a wet spot, and the sidewalk was slightly slanted, and I oh, man. You ever seen a cartoon character slip on a banana peel? No, my screen went black. Okay, I saved it. Yeah, cartoon character slipped on a banana peel. 1 foot goes up in the air. I fall flat on my fucking ass. And because I'm incapable of taking myself seriously, I busted the fuck up laughing. It was like 5 minutes before I could fucking stand up. The back of my skirt was soaked. I was just like, fuck it! I just died fucking laughing. Just like right there. 5 minutes. Easy. People are like walking by like, what the fuck? Because it's downtown, so don't make eye contact. Don't fucking make eye contact. Yeah. I must look like a goddamn crazy person, but I just couldn't because I was like, there's no fucking banana peel. There's no fucking banana peel. That was the thing that just like kept repeating in my head, and it was just because it was perfect. Just like do 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 do. What fuck on my ass. It was glorious. It was fucking hilarious. Like if anybody had ever filmed that shit, it would have like YouTube million hits, easy peasy. It would have been on Tosh.0. I fucking hate that show, BT Dubs. All right, moving on. Favorite book? The Hobbit. That is one of the very first like adult books that I ever actually read. No, it's not. I read The Time Machine younger than that. Fucking love The Time Machine. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The Lost World. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I have a lot of favorite books though. Those are some pretty good ones. Yeah, it's pretty respectable of my taste. Okay, all right, thank you, Dean Bitch Winchester. I love saying your name. It's great. And then always your little brother wants to know, do you watch any shows you think are considered underrated by most other people? I feel like the original series of Star Trek is underrated by most people. It's really hard to get a lot of my friends to watch it because they're like, no, but Picard, because that's what they were raised on. However, I was raised on old-ass Star Trek reruns on TV Land when I was a kid. And my granddad loved old-ass Star Trek, and he was, like, not a fan of Picard. So, I mean, there's that. But beyond that, I mean, Sleepy Hollow's not underrated. I like Sleepy Hollow. Fucking awesome. I wax poetic about fucking Sleepy Hollow. Fucking Cupcake Wars. Whoever's not watching that, slap yourself. It's glorious. It's amazing. Goddamn Halloween Wars. I wait all year just to watch these motherfuckers carve pumpkins and, like, make things. They make these fucking sculptures, right? Out of pumpkin, cake, like chocolate, and sugar. No, chocolate's not one of the things. It's pumpkin and cake and sugar work. And it's like, what the fuck? How did you do this? And they carve the pumpkin and you're like, oh my god, and it lights up? What? What? It's glorious. I love it. I love it. And I never hear anybody talk about that shit, but oh my god, like, what? Ghost Adventures. Motherfucking Ghost Adventure. I love it. The area that I live in has nothing but bros because I live in California. So there's nothing but bros in Southern California. That's not true. There's a lot of other people too. But there's a lot of bros and they're kind of douchey. So every fucking time I watch Ghost Adventures, Zach Bagans is a bro. Come at me, ghost bro. Come at me. Dude, I feel so weird right now. I feel so strange. Do you guys feel that? Did you hear that? Fuck. Come at me, ghost bro. He's a bro. Watch that show with that monologue playing inside your head, and I swear to God, you will never be scared of it again. I'm busting up laughing. I'm like, they're making the big guy go into the haunted spot. Remember that time he got locked inside the morgue? In the body case? No? Just me? That wasn't funny, huh? Oh, I laughed. Whoops. So, yeah, I mean, yes, those are the things that I watch that I feel like are probably a little bit underrated or something. Alright, so, moving on. Cage blogging. Hello, I missed you, Snugglebug. Scenario question. If the Croatoan virus broke out and Enverse happened, where would Balthazar be and what would he be doing? He would be in France. Alright. Is this a verse in which Balthazar has David? If this is a verse in which Balthazar has David, fuck his family, fuck his little brother Cass, because that's the next question. What would he be looking out for his little brother Cass? Would he be with his own family? So if this is a verse in which he has David, his son, his little, the light of his life, the reason for his whole fucking existence at this point, David, who is slowly forcing him to not be an alcoholic anymore, and slowly forcing him to somewhat deal with his own past and no longer keep just like, ignore it, don't talk about it, just drink, repress. If he had David, he would be with David. He would be in hiding. He would try to take as many of the young angels as possible and find a safe place to kind of like hunker down. He'd keep the babies safe because that is what Balthazar does best. That's what my Balthazar does best. I don't know about anybody else's fucking Balthazars because, quite frankly, the amount of fit that my Balth throws whenever he sees any other fucking Balths on the dash, it's a little ridiculous. But he gets genuinely hurt. I don't know why. But if this is a verse where he did not have David, yeah, you fucking bet your ass he'd be watching out for his little brother. Be like, are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing, Castiel? Stop that. Don't, no, why are you, stop doing the thing, goddammit. I feel like that's a lot of Balthazar's, like, internal monologue, pretty much constantly when he surveys Castiel's choices. He's like, no, don't do the thing! Fuck! I swear to you, like, Ghost Balthazar is watching his brother with Ghost Gabriel going, stop! I taught you better! Why are you, don't do that! Don't, what? And Gabe is going, oh, this is kind of funny, but, little bro? And Bal's like, make him stop! And Gabe's like, I'm a ghost too, I don't know! And, I feel like they're just both, I don't know because I haven't watched the show. Yeah, I stopped watching. At this point, Balthazar's kind of functioning in his own independent universe. He only knows as much as other people tell him because he's like, fuck you, I'm in France. I'm staying the hell away from America. You idiots do what you want, but I'm going to be in Europe, thank you. Away from all of that shit that goes on in whatever country the Winchesters are in currently. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, that's a really good question. Really good question. Assuming the Croatoan virus broke out and spread worldwide, and they had like a worldwide legit form of like, this is all fucked up, Balthazar would probably be up in the mountains someplace with his son and his babies and like assorted small, like, during the Dark Ages, like when the Black Plague broke out, he ran an orphanage. And he basically healed as many children as he fucking could. Like, that's his first instinct, always. Protect the children. Protect the fledges. Protect the babies. Like, that's his very, very first instinct. Not fight the war, save the things. It's, oh God, come here, children, stand behind me. Yes. I also have a very strong Severus Snape muse. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out. Okay, good question. I really like that question. So, if he has David in this verse, he'd be with David, but Cass would know the reason that I'm not backing you up is because I have, like, children and I'm watching over them. But if he didn't have David and he was alive, clearly, this is not, like, this is not canon here. Assuming he didn't have David, of course he'd be backing Cass up and, like, smacking his hand when he goes to touch dangerous things. Fucking stop! Swear to God, go, just over there. Stop doing the thing. It's like he has such just Cass. God damn it. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Cage Vlogging. Awesome. Angelic Muse. That's my sister. Yay, Chrissy. Monday questions. What does Balthazar have planned for the holidays? Avoiding as many members of his family as humanly fucking possible. According to Metatron, there's some kind of a gang war going on, so he's just like, fuck you, I'm staying in Paris, nobody fuck with me. Better yet, I'm going to my manor in South France. No, you don't need to know where it is. So he's probably going to decorate the fuck out of the manor, and the siblings and friends that he knows are safe to visit, he will go and visit and bring gifts. Yes. Or have them come to the manor and bring gifts. Are there any traditions, holiday? No, he wouldn't have them come to his safe spot. No. He'd go visit them. Are there any traditions, holiday-oriented or not, that he has in his home? Yes. He actually likes to, if it snows on Christmas, he likes to bundle David up and go sit outside and just kind of sit quietly with him and watch the snow. Because David's only about a year old, that's like their main tradition at this point. His personal holiday traditions usually tend to be drinking himself into a fucking stupor because that's when a lot of guilt hits him for previous charges, shit that he did when he was a fledge, his family, the way that heaven's all fucked up now, the works. He has a lot of guilt during the holidays. He also likes to celebrate solstice, which is fun fact. Fun fact. He likes to celebrate the solstice by baking a sun-shaped cake. So he takes 2 round cakes, and he makes the first round cake as the sun, and then he cuts the other one into like triangles, and those are the rays. He frosts it with lemon frosting, because it's a sun cake. He makes it all by hand. Of course, he's Balthazar. He loves to bake. And she says, sorry, all I could come up with were oriented on the time of year. Don't be sorry. That's great questions. He also likes to have a lot of greenery in the house. Kind of like traditional British celebrations, by traditional, I mean like the really, really fucking old Victorian ones. He loves to have like a fresh tree, greenery fucking everywhere. There's got to be a Yule log. He doesn't do fruitcake because he says that it's probably his older brother Lucifer's handiwork. Surprisingly, not eggnog. He's of the opinion that milk and alcohol should not be mixed pretty much ever. And anything with egg in the name being put with booze is a bad, bad plan. So he prefers mulled wine. Okay, moving on. Awesome questions. Thank you. Winter Davenport, this is Bunny. Bunny is made of awesome. Says, Monday, all caps, with an exclamation point. Woo! And a heart. Yay! Heart. Tell me, a wise baby cat, how do you stay so awesome? I bathe in the blood of virgins. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Elizabeth Bathory. I like to think that it's a strong diet of chocolate ice cream and coffee. Any awesome that you all think that I have, I owe it to ice cream and coffee. It's really cold because it's ice cream, probably. Doth mother know you art wearing her drapes? This is not Shakespeare in the Park, and this is not an Avengers movie, and do not quote something that Tony Stark said to Thor to me, because I am not Thor. I'm not wearing drapes. Nonsense. What are your plans for the holidays? Avoiding my mom as much as humanly possible and eating a lot of cookies. Thoughts on Sleepy Hollow? I'm actually going to probably, previous question, I'm actually probably going to, I was planning on going camping to celebrate the solstice this year, but that's not likely going to happen. So maybe at least attempt to make it out to like a park or something to be in nature on the day of the solstice. Thoughts on Sleepy Hollow? Sleepy Hollow is fuck awesome. I love Sleepy Hollow. It's amazing. The historical accuracy. My girlfriend and I watch it, and we just like sit there and go, "Oh my god, but that was a real thing!" Yeah! Yes! I love it when Ichabod busts out with shit. He's like, "You're paying an 8% tariff on baked goods? Yay, Ichabod! Oh, you called it a tariff. They wouldn't say that the British were coming. We were all British. We said the regulars were coming as discreetly as possible." Oh, historical accuracy! Oh my god, I love it! Yes! And she says, "Can we talk about how yummy Ichabod is?" Yeah, and how badass Abby is. She's so badass. So badass. I fucking love it. It's fantastic. I love it. 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 And can we talk about the fact that Abby is a lady of color? She is. She's fantastic. She is strong. She is smart. She is clever. She is competent. She's a fucking badass. You don't see her trying to run around in high heels. And that's shit for Miss Abby. Or if she is, then I haven't noticed. But, and the chief is a dude of color. Yes! Thank you! Thank you, fucking Sleepy Hollow. I've only been waiting for this for like 5 ever. But yeah, no, I love it. And I love that it's not like turning into some like, oh, Ichabod, oh, Abigail. I love that. They're buddies. They're friends. This is great. It's awesome. It's fantastic. In conclusion, if you're not already watching Sleepy Hollow, you should be watching Sleepy Hollow. So, I mean, there's that. I got a text message. I was worried that it might have been more questions. It's not more questions, though. So, you know what? I actually think I have some really old ones here from Scotch the Demon Boy. Let me double check. Because it's highly conceivable that he sent me some quite some time ago, before I went on my kind of like semi-hiatus thingy. I don't know that it necessarily qualifies. It was I guess a semi-hiatus. Not like a full-on hiatus. I can't get to them right now. I'm sorry, Scotch. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Maybe. Let's see here. No, I can't. It's not scrolling. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling right now, and it's not scrolling. Like, wait, what? Yes! Alright. How do you feel about juice pulp? I have a love-hate relationship with juice pulp. Love-hate. I like it in orange juice. I don't like it in any other juice. There better not be, like, gritty bits of apple down at the bottom of my apple juice. If you put pulp in my fucking grapefruit juice, I will skin you fucking alive. There should be no pulp in my pineapple juice. But I can deal with it if it's in my orange juice. And chunky bits in jam or jelly, whatever the fuck you call it. Those are two different things, actually. Jam is a thing, jelly is a thing, and then fruit preserves are a thing. There should be chunky bits in my marmalade. There should be no chunky bits in anything else that I'm eating, because I prefer jam. I don't eat raspberry or blueberry for that precise reason, because there's the little pips. No. That's not okay. There should be chunky bits in my orange marmalade. There should not be chunky bits in any of my other jams. Do you want an icy pole? It's called a popsicle, you Australian bastard. Get it fucking right, because this is fucking America. Fuck yeah. America. No, I don't want a fucking icy pole. Did you not hear me say it's like 42 degrees here? Fuck that shit. You're just being a bastard. He tried to get my child to say icy pole instead of popsicle. He tried to get her to be un-American. That's not cool. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really not that patriotic. But at this point, like, it's become a thing between us. And I'm going to make a point. It's not a fucking popsicle. It's not a fucking icy pole. Whoa, I almost fucked that up. Almost screwed the pooch there. Woo! Alright, I think it's time for me to end this video before I actually do fuck it up and wind up saying something Australian. Because that would be un-American, and I'm pretty sure that Obama's going to see this video anyways. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't care. He's not even following me, so whatever. Any hoodle, snickerdoodles. I love you all. I'm super sorry about the absence, but it was kind of required. And I think I'm back. I think I'm good. I'm back. And yeah, that's it. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. You guys have an awesome night. Comme toujours. Bonne nuit et bonne chance, mes amis.